And it seems like it's going to be necessary for at least another year.
Yes, indeed. That is so true. I clicked to go live, and I'm going to go check up on Mark Zuckerberg to make sure it really is live.
Okay.
I don't get paid to watch him, but I watch him like a hawk. This is the part where everybody gets to see the top of my head. Okay, so we are live, Rhonda Hansome.
The top of your head looks great, Linda.
Thank you, Rhonda. It's so nice of you to take time to be on this show. I so appreciate you as an actress and a comedian and so much more. And Facebook people, welcome Rhonda Hansome to Comic Spot today. She's a lady doing the whole waving at you thing over there. She has the most interesting introduction ever. Let me read it to you. These are her words. I'm not stealing your words. Podcast. Did I start it? She's a contributing writer and performer on Politipod podcast. That's super cool. Oh my gosh. Real News is my own recurring sketch. In addition to my one-liners, I play Sonia Sotomayor and Stormy Daniels in 2 other sketches on the latest episode of SoundCloud Planet Billion. Regular shows, Woman of a Certain Age. That's a Carole Montgomery production. That's a huge, huge national touring scenario, you guys. I was in the debut show, oh my gosh, and am one of the rotating cast members of this stand-up brand created by the Carole Montgomery. We have a residency at the Kraine Theater in New York City, and we'll do live stream, no in-house audience, benefit for the renovation of the theater, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, August 5th, which already happened.
But we'll also do it on the 26th as well. I'll be on that on August 26th, I believe. So
Okay.
Your audience will have a chance to check that out.
Wonderful. Thank you. She's also in Groovin on a Sunday. I sing cabaret, she says, with a gang of on a regular basis. We'll perform with them on August 9th, special edition 2020, which has already happened.
And I will be singing with them again. So you have to check my Facebook page or the Groovin on a Sunday page for our next upcoming presentation. Yeah, I'll be doing that. We're actually planning that next one right now.
Wonderful. Her website is linked in her signature and social media that she has. She has a website. I'm going to be putting this all up for you all to see. And so I would like to introduce her to you by saying again, thank you for taking time to come on here. I looked up your IMDb credits that go back to at least 1975, if not sooner, when you were on SNL.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, back in the day.
I was on the first show, actually.
What, Rhonda? That's so cool. You must be so proud of that.
Well, I'm proud of the body of work that I've done and that I'm still working. That's what I'm proud of, because I've come to understand it's a journey and no one point is really a destination. So I'm proud of it all. I'm proud of singing cabaret, which is so much fun. I'm always delighted to be with Carole Montgomery, no matter where she is. And as I mentioned, I'll be at the Kraine on the 26th, which people can see the live streaming of that. We won't have an in-house audience. I love every Monday I'm with John Fugelsang on Sirius XM radio. Monday nights, I come on a little after 11:15. You could dial in for me or just catch John's whole show. But Mondays on Sirius XM Progress are Handsome Mondays, because I join him every single Monday, and I love that. You know, I have to be happy with having such a diverse and rewarding experience as an artist.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. You are so well rounded. And so you have so many credits to your name in every area.
Well, during this quarantine, during this lockdown, I have actually started a new collaboration with an illustrator. We are doing cartoons,
What?
and I'm absolutely thrilled to um, to work with Scott Williams. People can see his work on Facebook, The Art of Scott W. But this is actually, if I can show it to you, one of our latest cartoons. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll move
Yes.
my mic out of the way. It's
What?
called He Shouldn't Have Resisted. This is one of the cartoons that I am collaborating on with the art of Scott Williams. There, I don't. Oh,
Wow.
I want to make sure you can see it. There,
Oh,
Uncle
wonderful.
Uncle Sam in the image of that poor man who was shoved down in Buffalo by the police,
Yes.
and it's political cartoons. We will probably be getting our website together and all of our social media together very shortly, but people can see those cartoons on my Instagram, which is Rhonda Full with two L's, and on Facebook, uh, Rhonda Hansome Comedy. I would love it if people check in Rhonda Hansome Comedy. That's where I list all of my work, my upcoming shows, and things like that. My personal page is just musings on what's going on in the day. But at Rhonda Hansome Comedy on Facebook, people can really keep up with my professional stuff.
So, Comic Spot, I love it. I know you've loved it. Let's keep it going. I need your help. I developed it so you out there can get to know comics, whether they're brand new or 45 years in the biz. We're going to get to know them so you'll know who to love. So, all I need you to do is donate to my Cash App, and that is Linda Marcus Smith. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty. Can I go back to your childhood?
Well, that's so far back. I hope I don't get whiplash, but we'll see. What did you have in mind, Linda?
Well, I say when you go to open an online checking account and they want you to scroll down to your year of birth, I have to scroll down by the Dead Sea Scrolls.
That's right. That's
So I
right.
get it. I'm 69 years old, so I get it. I was just curious in general if you could tell us, were you funny when you came out of the womb? Did you start becoming funny because of influences, or
I think I've always been funny. I've always had a sense of humor. My mother, who was not only a painter and an accomplished seamstress, she aspired to acting. She was a member of the Negro Actors Guild, and her enthusiasm for life and her outspokenness, I think, influenced me to be a performing artist and to also be funny because she 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 was very outspoken, and I think I got a lot of that from her.
wonderful. And so, who in your life influenced you to get into comedy? I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times, just never by me.
Well, I saw Alice Arthur doing comedy on a cable show many years ago, and I thought, wow, that is a great way to produce yourself. You don't need excuse me, you don't need someone to put you in a play, because at the time I was pursuing just acting, and I said, oh, I can do that. And interestingly enough, Alice Arthur, who was an inspiration for me and Marsha Whitfield are all in a documentary about Black women comedians called I Be Done Been Was Is.
Wow.
And I will always mention Alice's name because I saw her doing it and I'm going, I can do that. And I started doing it. I went to Canada, and while vacationing there, I thought, let me go see, what this is live. And I saw all of these, white guys doing jokes about Star Trek. And I said, well, I may not be the biggest Star Trek fan, but I know I can stand up there and as much make as funny comments as these guys are. So that's really how
Something froze up.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So Star Trek and the guys, and you can be as funny as that. And so
Yeah.
perfect. And did I miss anything with the blip that we had?
No, no. I just realized when I went to an actual comedy club, I saw what they were doing, and I felt like, well, that's not beyond my skill set.
Yes. You know, you've got a long list of things on your IMDb page of acting. And the one that stood out to me, other than Saturday Night Live, OMG, Rhonda Hansome, Saturday Night Live. The other one that stood out to me, because I've been an activist for homelessness, was when you portrayed a homeless person in a movie,
Oh my goodness.
Little Sister. And I want to know, when you did the research or when you were going through becoming that character, was it hard? Did you experience the difficulty of the character behind that and what that person went through?
Well, I you're an actress as well, and you know that when we can be out and free and walking around, that we are always observing people. We are always doing character studies. We're always looking for behavior and information to inform our creations if we don't have something like that in our own background. And I actually had struck up, I don't want to call it a relationship, but with someone who was homeless when I lived in Tribeca, so that we were on speaking terms, so that I actually did use that person for inspiration for that particular role. I thought you were going to mention that I was in Pretty Woman, but you went to that one, so that's very interesting. Yeah.
I really care about the plight of the homeless.
Yes, well, it's horrible. It's actually horrible. And you know what, Linda? The things that are built into our society, which lead to people being homeless, there are a myriad of things that trigger a loss of a job, a loss of income, a loss of a home, leaving people in that state where they really are not sure where they can turn to for comfort, for money, for shelter. And many people, after being in a sheltered situation, prefer to be outdoors rather than have the coming to them around those who are in shelters. Yeah, I agree with you that it is really a hard situation. And I'm so proud that my grown son, actually works in outreach to the homeless and in getting them to appointments, making sure that they are in the summer hydrated or able to get to a shelter, checking on them in the subways. It is it's a big problem in our society.
You must be so proud of your son.
Oh, I am. I am. He's great. Not only does he work with the homeless, but my son is a great laugher. He has a tremendous laugh, like myself. He has a great laugh, and when he's in the audience, every single comic benefits from his tremendous sense of humor. He's got a great sense of humor and a great laugh. So yes, I'm doubly proud of my
Wow.
son.
Is he your only child?
Yes, I have one. I have one. Yes.
I have one child too, a daughter. She's in her 40s. So yes, I'm very proud of her. So when you in your comedy career, because I know you have more to you than just comedy, but I'm focusing on comedy here at Comic Spot more mostly. So in your comedy career, when you started going on stage to do comedy in a club, your very first time, how scared were you and how did it go, Rhonda?
Well, I really wasn't scared because I had started doing it at parties or whenever I was gathered with my friends. Once knew I wanted to do it, I started working on it immediately. What was scary for me was the process around the situation. Actually, being on stage, having been an actress, I felt at home on stage. It was new to have to hold a microphone, but that I was very happy about that to be on the stage. What was scary was not understanding the process, having to hang out, having to pull a number, having to go on like after like 11 or midnight when that's how it was when I was coming along at the original Catch a Rising Star and the original improv here in New York City. There there were no written rules, and the process was convoluted, almost secret. How do you get a paying job? How do you get onto the rotation during prime time? I mean, all of those things were very loosey goosey. So no, but being on stage, I love it. I love being on stage. And from the first time I did it, I was pleased. And the first club I passed at was Catch a Rising Star, where Bill Maher and Adrian Tolsch were in charge of the rotation.
Wow. That must have been a great moment to get past at your first
Well,
club.
it was really an exciting time to be in comedy. I mean, David Brenner, Robin Williams, and also musical acts because the owner of Catch a Rising Star also was the manager of Pat Benatar. So we not only had like really high profile people coming in and bumping you once you finally get on the rotation. You got to let David Brenner go on, or who's the guy who's on Law and Order, the comedian who is on Law and Order. It'll come back to me. But when somebody who like had a television show would come in, you'd get bumped. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would like to. I wasn't going to ask about Pretty Woman, but I would like to ask about it. The thing I wanted, Julia Roberts had a reputation of not being all that nice back in those days, and then as she went through life and got married and went through a divorce, and I don't know whatever else, she's become more humane, more gotten a better rep on her. And so you were around her when she wasn't the Julia Roberts of today. So
Well, that's
that's what
very
I'm.
interesting that you bring that up, Linda, because I was actually on the first night of shooting in Los Angeles of Pretty Woman. And at the time, it wasn't called Pretty Woman, it was called 3,000, because that was supposed to be the amount of money that she was paid for her weekend. But I remember that being in the makeup honey wagon, being in the makeup wagon, and getting done up. And I turned to the woman who was in the chair next to me, and I asked her, did she have her 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 lines for tonight? And she said yes, she did. And I didn't realize that was Julia Roberts sitting right there. Gary Marshall, wonderful, incredible director, works a lot through improv. So he was actually directing me on set in what he wanted me to do to improv. But at that time, I think Julia Roberts had just finished doing Mystic Pizza or something like that. So our short interaction was fine, and I wish that I would have gotten her number and stayed friends with her from that
Absolutely.
first night.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. If she was getting her makeup put on, I've seen her with and without makeup, and I can see where you might not know that that's Julia Roberts if she didn't have on a lot of makeup.
But she really wasn't even Julia Roberts at the time. I don't even know if Mystic Pizza was already out or was going to come out. But when you're on set, everybody is the same unless you can recognize them. You know.
Absolutely. So you had a special time with her where you weren't affected by her fame. That's really a cool story.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that, and I'm very proud and delighted that Gary Marshall chose me to play Bermuda. That's the character name in the credits, Bermuda, in Pretty Woman. And I'd like to do more movies actually when things open up. I think I'm in a great demographic. I have a wonderful character look, and I would like to do more.
Absolutely. What's something that you have not yet accomplished that you would like to accomplish?
Wow, I don't know. I have an issue around time management, so I'm trying to make sure that I do everything that I'm trying to do in its proper time. I direct, I sing, I do podcasts, I do cartoons. I really
My
I don't
goodness.
know. I don't know if there's something that I still want to do that has not happened yet, that I have control over. But I always hope that whatever situation I'm in, whether I'm directing or if I'm doing dramaturgy work with a playwright or if I'm at a club in front of, a table of four people, that I am doing the best that I can and that I'm also having a great time. There might be something that I'd like to do, but I can't think of anything offhand right now, especially in this time of COVID when we've been we've been forced to actually think about what our priorities are. I really just hope that I can do the best that I can at whatever I'm doing. I mean, even just being on here with you, I'm finding there's a learning curve with Zoom and Skype and Station Head and this, all the different platforms. I'm
Yes.
just trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up in the parade without falling down.
Exactly. And getting trampled on. Absolutely. So if you had to pick out what your legacy is that you're attempting to leave your stamp on the world, what is that? Have you already mentioned it?
Um, my legacy, I think, would be for people, for women to understand that we are multi-talented, and my legacy would be that I made the shift from expecting production and everything to come from outside of me, that I made the shift to understand that I may be more involved in production and producing myself and content creating than I ever would have expected when I first came into the business. So I'm glad, considering the my age, that I am able to try to keep up with that transition into creating content, and to trying to make sure that I can produce content. I'm working on a show with Joan Reinmuth called Lo and Behold. And I don't know when that's going to be, but we're working on it. So that's what my legacy. I feel so proud that I haven't said I can't deal with social media, which it's a pain in the butt, but but I'm
Yes.
trying to stay up with all the platforms, with podcasting, with performing in Zoom rooms and in cyberspace. So that's what I feel very proud of having accomplished.
Absolutely. You mentioned Marsha Warfield, and I live here in Vegas, and she performs about one bus stop away from me. I got to meet her. And so she was a huge influence on you, or what was your connection with her?
Well, I loved seeing her in Night Court. It was so wonderful to see her part of that great cast. It wasn't so much that she was an influence on me as a comic. I was honored to be in the same documentary about Black women comics that included Marsha Whitfield,
Wow.
me, and Alice Arthur, and a character comedian, Jane Galvin Lewis, who has passed, the late Jane Galvin Lewis. But what is inspiring now is that we both left comedy for a while, and now, as you said, she performs close by to you. She has come back and she's having a great renaissance, which I am so proud of for her and for myself, because we both, as I said, we both left for a while, and clawing your way back, finding your way back into a system that was one way when you left and totally different when you come back is really an accomplishment for a woman, especially in the field of comedy, which is really has been pretty much a male dominated area.
I am so proud of what you've accomplished. I didn't have to do any of the work, and and I can just be proud of you. That's so wonderful to get to meet you and have a conversation, have you answer my questions. I'm humbled. Thank
Oh,
you
thank you.
so
It's been
much.
my pleasure. I saw some of your interview with Frank Vignola, and I wrote in there that I'm going to be part of his Good Karma Comedy Festival, and I'm very excited about that. Frank and I have worked together a lot, not in
Wow.
person lately because of the COVID protocols, but I'm excited about doing that on Saturday, and I'm on the 7 o'clock show of the Good Karma Comedy Festival with Frank. And then on Sunday, I'm part of a reunion of Funny Colored Women. That's on Sunday. Funny Colored Women is a group of Black women comedians organized and produced by Marian Alda. And when we were at the National Black Theater Festival, we sold out the entire week. We were the hit of a theater festival, and we're going to be reunited on Sunday. So it's going to be a really nice weekend for me.
So funny colored women, Black women comedians. When and where and how much does it cost? How can I see
That's on
it?
Sunday. That's coming up on Sunday, and actually, if people go to my Facebook page, as soon as I get off with you, I'm going to put another announcement, or they can go to Funny Colored Women on Facebook, where they will see an announcement about it. But they can also go to Rhonda Hansome Comedy. As soon as we finish, I'm going to put up another post and say, thank you, Linda, for reminding me to post about Funny Colored Women.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate you. I adore you. I've followed your comedy, and I don't know. You give me the tingles. You give me the J Lo body goosies talking to you. Thank you so much.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. You can come back any month you want and plug anything for 5 to 7 minutes. Please do.
Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate that.
I'll have the pro version of this in about 3 to 6 days, and it'll look like a sitcom, music and credits, and then you can.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. I hope
My
you have a great day.
pleasure.
Stay safe out there in the East Coast.
You too. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you lots.
Oh.
Everybody's talking at the comic spot, the comic spot.